Oh, but all of this was being recorded while I was muted. That's good, isn't it? Yeah. So I'm doing this in as a recording, so it's high def. I don't know why. It's either YouTube or OBS limiting it to 480p, which is insufficient. Now, the smelter, I was apologising for it. I know it's quick, I know it's dirty, but the fact is you don't need an even balanced 3 lanes from the 4 inputs, or effectively the half, 1, half. So the 2 to 3, in other words. Because the thing is, the jumpstart base doesn't use that much. They really don't. Wait a minute. Wait a second. That's okay. That's coal. I definitely wanted coal. And I think what we'll do is once this is done, I'm going to tell it to stop researching because I just want to focus as much on making belts as possible. Oh yeah, that's it. And I said I was going to put some. Well, the idea of putting the belts there is that the belts will just do it for me. They'll just take this carbo and put it in. Let's have a bit more brick. Have some brick, please. I'll put brick in there. So let's just make myself another path. Nice bricklaying sound effects. I do like that. That is good. I'll put one there. Oops. This is why you can get a module for your armor, which is part of the base vanilla game, called Transport Belt Immunity, which means you can walk on the transport belt and it won't move you along. Because the other annoying thing is, even if you're in the vehicle and you go on the transport belt, sorry, a transporter bindle, it will just start to move you on. And wait a minute, is somebody accusing me of being a Janny? Who said No, sorry, it's not. It's a pinned message in the chat. Nice and distracting, isn't it? No, Hobbit, your streams are rubbish. You get distracted by events that happen. I sure do. If I put one down there, the thing is that place is going to be built over soon, so maybe I'll just... But it doesn't matter because all of this is going to get built over. And the idea behind these stone bricks is to make it faster for me when I'm walking. I regret doing that because now they're going to be wasting the transporter bindles on the main bus when we're really not ready to do that. Do you know, I remember in the jump start base, before you even get to the one with the automated bits with the transporter bindles, you get, what do you get? You get something. You get a pre-jump start base. So there's a bit in it which I'm going to copy. So jump start, that's it. That's the initial one. So I'll put it there. And then we'll say, I don't need any of that. I don't need any of that. I just want you to copy this bit numerous times. And all of this is using type 1 assemblers, the grey ones. So I will need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, no, there's 12 there. Alright. Can I just yeah, well, there we go. 10. That's better. Because I'm not handcrafting that many belts. It's just we'd be here all day, and I've got better things to be doing. That's why I have the factory built for it. See, it's only built 60 belt in all that time. I'm going to need a bit more than 60 belt. We need lots more belt. What? Alright, but, you know... so part of that upgrade means now it's only doing those assemblers. Well, that's fine. I'll take those. And then if I take the Gistigato Planisto, Gistitigo, I think it stands for upgrade, because the other word, Planisto, that's definitely a planner. Right. And you need some Ligna Kestos, 10 of those. And you need some Emintilo Rapidos. I think it's Emintilo for inserter. Emintilo. Lapida Emintilo. So my grammar might be off, but at least I'm getting it right. Yeah, I have some of those. And do I have small electric poles? Malglanda electrofoster. Malglanda. Oh, I see. So it's in the opposite of glanda. Let me see. This one is mezza, medium. Yeah, like mezzo. And then glanda. Yeah, so malglanda. That's a bit like Newspeak, isn't it? It's like, is it good? It's double plus good. It's ungood. And so now you will not function without iron. Not to worry, because we've got iron in here, or at least we will do. But all of you need a lot of yellow inserters. A lot of yellow inserters. To the point where I think I might have to not just have one thing at a time. Come on, Hobbit. Put you in there, there. So I've got 233 left, so there we go. So I've got plenty of those, that's good. We need Enmentilos and let's take a bit more of those. Yep, they're rushing out, taking all of them at once. And there's nothing in, so it really wants the, in fact, can I just cancel all the research? Because I really want to keep a stock of Enmintilos available. In fact, I might even handcraft some Rapida transporter benders because of the wonderful things it will allow me to do. We're off to see the engineer of Factorio. God, they've already used up all that iron. Sorry, plato ferro. Ah, good. So that's purely based on the amount of ferro dentlados. And I can't make that because I need electronica sequito. So I'll just have like half of that. And I need some ferrodentlados, so I'll take those. So now I can build one Rapida Distillo, a bit like distillate, isn't it? And then I can just wait for that to all go where it needs to go. Yep, click, click, or swish, swish. And now, if I go here, at least down to there. There we go. And yeah, that's more or less doing what we want, isn't it? It'd be nice if it sort of balanced it on both sides. In fact, that's a good point. Yeah, I'd like it balanced on both sides. 1, 2. We can't make stacco e mintilos, because to make a stacco e mintilo, you have to research it. But what if I had a mini loader? No. I think we just have to accept that this base does what it does, and that's as good as you can get it. So of course it'll take a while for that to build up a stock of. Yeah, I just realised all this time my voice is going really hot. So let's just turn that down a bit to around about there, and there we go. It's nice and yellow, so that's good. Really strange. I was looking at OBS and it's like, well, my voice isn't in the yellow, so that's the good. That's the. You definitely want it to be yellow, don't you? And but then coming to listen to it afterwards, I was like, oh, it's really quiet. I can't hear anything that Hobbit's saying. Well, and I apologise for that. I really do. But not to worry. We're going to make up for it in this one. Let's have a few more stun funnels. Stun the funnel. There we go. So you've got a bit of iron ore left in you still. So as I can't make enmintilos, I can't make transporter bendos. I'm still waiting on the stone funnels to make their platos. I'm going to take some stone, and I'm going to just handcraft 160 stone funnels, which should serve me quite well. Still got a lot of transporter bendo. You know what? I might actually have enough to complete this. Yeah. I've done. Wow. Okay. I've actually made all I need. So in which case, this deselect trees oxide, turn this into deconstruction power. Take all of those. Take all of that. And then wait for the construction droids to do their thing, because they're currently going like, well, no, you've just built a bunch of stone funnels, so we're going to insert those. You won't do anything without copper. So I think it's still necessary I put in the iron. So iron goes there, iron goes there. I see. So this has got the opportunity to be expanded later. So I'll put one in there. And I'll put one in there. And iron plates coming up from this. So if I was going to extract 2 from this, I think I'd go and about there and there. So we'll take off the middle belts. There and there. And I'll do one there and there. Put one there. And then this one we'll put there. And yes, I know it's a bit spaghetti, but sometimes spaghetti is the way it goes. I don't like it any more than you, but when you get the spaghetti, make a bolognese. And none of that will work because they don't have the Mesa Electra Fostos. Wow, cool. So Fosto is post, and Mesa, because like Mezzo Fortanos, no, Mezzo. Oh, just focus on the damn race building. Let the linguists go, no, Hobbert's saying it's wrong. We don't actually say that. And a mezzo fortano doesn't mean what you're thinking. It's not even mezzo fortano, it's... I don't know what it is. My singing voice is bass. Bass. Deal with those. And then this one, you're having that, so we'll do one of those. Right, and now we do chunk, 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 and that one will be fine. And now we go a distillers to transporter benders, and that will mean this can start producing eventually at some point in the not too distant future, I hope. Handcraft some transporter benders, because why not? And let's go back to the jumpstart base to get some Emmentilos. I know, it's easy for you to say, isn't it? So some of the Mesa Electrofostos and some of these in my Lignakisto. There we go. It wasn't necessary, because what I was going to do, you see, is use some of these mini loaders going into a Lignakisto, and then that would have balanced out both sides. Yes, the mini loader makes a quite good one-to-one balancer. If it's in fact, you don't even need a box to buffer in the middle. You can just go mini loader in, mini loader out, and if it's full on one side, it'll just output to the other side. Yeah. There. Let's mute myself. I don't need to talk in this bit. I was just thinking, why isn't my belt factory working? And it's like, well, there's a good reason for that. Your belt factory ain't going to work until you get power to it. And in order to get electro to it, you need a Grande Electrofosto. We don't have a Grande Electrofosto there, so we are handcrafting some Fela, and what would a stick be? Fela Battle? Fela Bastono. Hey, look at that. I'm guessing what the word in Esperanto is, and I'm getting pretty close to it. It's almost as if it's based on a mishmash of various European languages, so that everyone has an idea of how to pronounce it, more or less. It's just like Rimmer versus Lister all again. So yeah, go on. Put up that Grande Electrofoster. You've done it. Now you're getting power, but they ain't getting power because, well, I've got the stuff, so they're more interested in building up the grander electrophosphorus, aren't they? Let's just have a look at my power network. There's a bit of stop in places, but that's all right. Yeah, it looks right. It's getting much neater than before, that's for sure. All right, yeah, it's good stuff, that. Oh, what a wonky path you're making. Well, this ain't Minecraft. Although Factorio was based on a mod for Minecraft called Industrial Craft. So maybe it is a bit. Right, so they're all back in place. So come on. Do I have to handcraft these bits? Come on, I think you can do it for me. But once more, I think you want to do it for me, don't you? That's it. There we go. So that's all powered up, but it's not going to be any place without some cupola plateaus, which they can turn into cupola cables. But I can hand feed it. Yeah, I've got all this stuff here. Why don't I just hand feed the damn things? So I'll hand feed those. Because I was going to hand feed the other base as well, and it's just like, well, in that case you may as well just build... How many temporary bases do you need? The answer is you have an infinity of temporary bases, because in Factorio the factory is never complete. There is always room for more. I think what I'll do with this in the future, because that does annoy me, is when I get the Rapida Subterra Transportabendo... No, Rapida Subterrabendo, I will use that, and then I can exchange that range, and I can build that just one square down. A lot of these nouns in Esperanto are quite self-evident, so it's just a bit of guesswork, and you can get it. So now I'll have some emintilos. And I think I'm still good on red ones, so I won't bother with that. Get a bit of those. 1.1k, we're doing a bit better now. More right for those. The Assemblo Advanzo Aligranta Massino Zuai. Don't know why I started using German there, but I don't know, I was kind of going that way. But yeah, we're going to have ourselves as much of this as possible. So we'll have a bit of that, and then we'll have a bit of that. And I think very soon we're going to get to the point where the jumpstart base will be made redundant, because I'm getting belts, and it's like, yes, but then you won't have science and you won't have assemblers, but that's okay, because we're getting to the point where all of that's going to be built in the manufacturing hub. And manufacturing hub built, things will happen, progress. Yes. You may notice I'm not putting belt balancers there, but I did put a belt balancer there. I could do, however, really want a belt balancer after a bunch of stuff has been drawn. So as you can see, all 4 of these belts are being drawn off for Fiela. We're going to do the same with some cupola. Toyota Cupra. Have I made that joke before? Ah, who cares? It's not as if we're rationing jokes now. Although some people say we should. We should moderate our fun. I got told off in a pub because I was having fun. Let's focus on the build. Yeah, I must admit, I was a bit annoyed with this pub. Mind you, it could have been a step they took to, what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for here? It could have been a step taken for hygiene's sake, because that's something which everybody cares about all of a sudden. But they used to have this, their bar was absolutely festooned with currency from around the world. And I had a 100 Serbian dinar note, which I was quite fond of. Had a picture of Nikola Tesla on it. And I thought to myself, you know what, it's been in my wallet all this time. I'm just gonna give it to these guys. I think it would do a better job here in the pub than in my wallet. Where occasionally I show it to friends and it's like, that's Nikola Tesla. So yeah, give it them that note, and then now it's just all, they've taken down all the notes. And this is the same pub where I was told, don't be having fun in your pub because you were being too boisterous. There was a horrible screeching harpy the next door, and I don't remember anybody making complaints or them being told to keep the noise down. But when my friend and I decided to have a bit of friendly competition, an arm wrestle, to the point now where we're both significantly stronger than when we started 2 years ago, and it causes pain. It's a good pain though. There's bad pain and there's good pain, and that was good pain. But yeah, we're told off, and then I just thought, I know what this is. They're saying this is toxic masculinity. So they were. It's like, can you tone down the testosterone? It's like, I'm sorry, I don't know how to do that. Well, I do, but I'm not getting castrated. That's just too drastic a step. It's not going to happen. So this Sekita Bindo is going to be a 4x4 eventually. So if I just put like one there to remind myself. And I think what I might do is I might just have some early circuits there, and then as the demand increases further down, I'll build more circuits, because all you need is just cupra and ferra to make circuito. Yeah. But in the meantime, that's not going to be producing anything without the necessary bits, and it wants some ferracestos. I assume it's a ferracestor? Productactor? No. Interage productos. No, it's not there. Not there. Here it is. Ferracestos. Brilliant. So I have learnt previously that iron is ferra, and I have learnt from the lignacestos that a chest is called a cesto. Great. How's that for some applied learning? It's all in good learning stuff from a phrase book, and it's like, repeat after me. 1 pint, please, of ale. 1 pint of ale, please. It's all well and good learning things like that, but when you're playing a game, it's, I think it sort of goes into another part of the brain. If you're wondering what inspired this, I'm going to say part of it was asking my cousin, saying like, how did you learn to English? Because you didn't learn it at school. And he says, I learned it from playing games. I was just thinking like, what, like Command and Conquer? And it's like, yep, Command and Conquer was a big one. There's lots of people saying affirmative, yes sir, and unit ready and things like that. So yeah, good stuff. Whilst I'm talking to you, I'm also keeping an eye on my phone, so occasionally I get distracted. So the main thing we need now is we need to start feeding ore into our smelters. I've got a sufficient amount of belts that I'm transporter benders, I should say, or as belt is just bender, some bendos. I've got enough bendos, sulky endos. So what I'm going to do is, we've got a 4 here. I'm going to upgrade that to a 4x4, which goes like so. So just take rid of all of that, cuplico, and plonk you there, like so. I'm going to take all of that. Now, I'm going to do a splitter off there. Yes, I know, how terrible, sue me. If you don't like it, you can do it yourself. And immediately I'm going to put a splitter in there. Like so. I'm going to put some subterra bendos here. Because it's not a distillo, it's a subterra bendo. And then I'm going to copy that a bit. In fact, just do that, it's okay, it won't put the subterra bendo in it. So now I've done that, just copy a bit of that. And let's paint ourselves a nice line here. And can I copy that bend? Yeah, that's going the right way. And what am I looking for now? I'm looking for this to go there. So this is all of our couple smeltio, scotchios. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4 of ferro, and 1, 2, 3, 4 of, is it stellage? Stalla. Put one too many syllables in there. Let's bring the next one up. Just do that. Goes, yeah, that goes a fair distance, so just do a bit of that. In fact, let's bring the guide on. The guide makes things easier. So just, in fact, can I, no, don't copy that bit. No, don't want to copy that. Ah, no. Deconstruct that bit. Copy you. We'll copy you up to there, and then we can just do one there, and we'll do another one up there. There we go. And now we do some copy you here up to there, and then we'll do copy you from there to there. And when we're pasting it, a paste is called algu. Oh yeah. To me that sounds as if it's making sense. Algu, alga. I may just be gazing. I'm gazing. I'm guessing that's correct. Right. I want to do the same with iron. We want a 4x6 splitter. Oh, that's good. They really are leaving that bit. It's too bad I can't domesticate them. It's like, hey guys, can you help my construction robots and take a bit of extra stuff? You natives, you've been slacking off, and frankly, we're not going to stand for it anymore. You need to pull your weight around here. The construction droids do all the work, and you just sort of lounge around going like, oh, we don't like the pollution. So we'll do a 4x6. There's a 4x6. I think I'm even getting to the point now where I'm going to deconstruct the jumpstart base very, very soon. But not immediately. What I'll do is I'll let them just consume all the ferrico. So let's do one of these by hand. Copy, copy, copy. Oh, plonk, I should say. What's no, plonk isn't a mantopedic word, so I don't think there'll be a direct Esperantoge translation of it. Copy an algu. I wonder what cut would be. Would it be cupo? What is cut? El tondu. Alright, wouldn't have guessed that. It won't do 6. So we're gonna do some subterras here. Or I could have handcrafted a rapido subterra just for the stono. Oh. But no, not doing that. Benvido Esperanto Factorio. Is that right? I don't know if it's right. You know what? I could just bring all of that belt down, but instead I'm going to do... I'm not going to do that. I'm going to bring all the belts down like so. There we go. No, you copied too much. Just do a bit. There we go. So now, copy you. Yeah. We'll put some subtile bendos where it's necessary. Almost ready. So what, it's taken me, is it 5 hours? A bit less than 5 hours. I don't know how long I've been playing for. Does that say? No, it doesn't. Yeah, a bit less than 5 hours to get to what I call the middle part of the game. Which is not bad. I've seen people doing world speed records where I think the fastest so far is 2 hours and 41 minutes from where we started to launching a rocket. I haven't even watched any of those speed runs. I might learn something from them if I did, but I don't. Because, you know what, I have a lot of respect for people that are up to the challenge. But for me, Factorio is a nice, relaxing game with a little bit of brain power involved, but not a strenuous amount. And sometimes there is a strenuous amount where you just go, okay, I will save the game and I'll approach that on another day when I feel up to it. And usually for me, that's when putting in the train network. Right, so I'll just do that. And I think because I've got some excess stuff in here, I'm just going to put some into my stone forno. And I'm going to put some more into these guys over here because they don't have enmintilos yet. So that's the thing, I don't really need transporter benders anymore. Put some in there, which they won't do anything with because they don't have any carbo to get the smeltožing EOs over. We can put some cupra in here. So I'll just put the cupra in there. There we go. So now I need some more transporter bendos. Yeah, let's put a bit extra here. There we go. So now, some transporter bendos, please. Take all of those. Some enmintilos. We're going to need more of them, aren't we? So I'll set you maximum of 1600, although I think the maximum will be 800 because, let me just check, a full stack in there is 100 and a full stack of those is 50, so yeah, it will be 800. Good, I think. Yes. I've got plenty more stone bricks, so let's just pop them all here. There we go. And the thing is, eventually I'm going to have concrete and refined concrete in my base, and it'll make this part of it much easier. In the meantime, yeah, they don't mind me placing stone bricks in their base. They really are peaceful. So I'm going to try and avoid killing them if possible, as I don't think it'll be necessary. I mean, I say that, but there's a transport. So I might put transport belts just underneath them. So let's put a super terra underneath the, what do we call biters? Cracula nestos. Oh dear, no, they're not happy. I seem to have, their patience has its limits. Right, I'm going to need a bit of ammo. And do I have some, can I make a repair pack? Oh, Ripalalios? Yep. Well, that's a spot of bother. So I am going to need ammo. And let's have a whatever that was called. It was called a cannon turret. A cannon turret. Good. Good, good, good. Happy with that. So if I go here, put you down, it won't fire. Oh. Shit. That's not Esperanto. Oh good, the construction droids were automatically repairing it. Wow, that's a relief. Okay, and what do we call ammunition? It's called municilingo por pafilo. So it's ammo for something. What's a pafilo? That's pistolo, mitraletto. Okay, yeah, they call that mitraillette in French. Yeah, okay. Phew, as they say. So I'm down to 8 construction drones. Bring that back up to 10, there we go. What if I did 15? Can I have more than that? Oh, you can have a maximum stack of 10 of those. Okay, good to know. We'll save that, what is they call it? Stonablico. We'll save that for later, but in the meantime, let's make some more stonofonos. Yes, there we're going. It's all feeding into things as it should. Oh, go back to the stone brick. So, not much happening here. And as you can say, oh, well, Hobbit, if you did have a balancer, then this would be feeding into what you want, and then you'd be good, and then it'd be great. And it's like, yeah, you're probably right, but, you know, again, not early game smelting, I'm looking for the hub. So that's 1, 2. Assemblers, power poles, and logistics. No, I don't want those. Power chemical and trains. No. Do I see inserters or Ementilos in that? I don't. Ah, the Ementilos are here. So that's where we need some, well, we need some anyway. So we're going to need some Rapido Ementilos. Alright, let's go back to the jumpstart base and help ourselves to those. Great. Of course, it would, because that side's closer to the jumpstart base, so when I just help myself to some of the MNTLOs, they just go, oh yeah, well, we'll go to the nearest ones and do that first. Now, can I build some more construction drones? Yeah, but I need some electronica circuitos. So another 5 of those. There we are. And that should start making things a lot better. There we go. So as soon as they get some iron ore in there, they can start smelting. Brilliant. So now. I mean, these limits seem pretty small, but considering that you'll be coming back to the hub fairly often, especially in the early game, I don't think it matters. Hopefully in the blueprint, when you upgrade it and place the better blueprint down, it will include more limits. But the thing is, I don't know if you superimpose an upgraded blueprint. Now let me just make that clear. I'm not saying you use one of these Gistaganda planistas to do it. I'm saying that you go to the actual blueprint itself in the hub. So see, I've got this 2, 3, and then, so if I go here, hub 1, belts and inserters type 1, hub 2, hub 3, hub 2, hub 2, hub 3, hub 1, belts and inserters 3. Ah, so this blueprint book is missing. So I got basic, but the way this blueprint's laid out, so you do all these, and this has got basic technology, then you move to this blueprint here. Oh, this hub 2 belts and inserters 2, so there we go. You put it down there, like so, and you just hold down. Now you see it's red, and the reason it's red there is because it's using Rapida Bendos, where you would have to use an upgrade planner. Yeah. But this is good. This means the base is doing all I want, and that's a good number in there. That's a good number in there. So now it's coming together. We'll just check again on the jumpstart base, and in fact we'll get it doing some research. So we'll just carry on resuming the research. And this is a mod. It's the wood gasification process, and allows you to take wood into an oil refiner and turn it into bitumen, and you can turn the diluted bitumen into a solid brûlage, solid fuel, solid flammable fuel if it's brûlage. I assume brûlage is like a bit like the French for brûler or brûle, which means burn. So you can get a block of solid burn from it. Oh, it's been a prison. You got some burn, mate. Why can't you just call it backy? Nah, it's burn. Oh, I need a bit of burn. Why? So I'm going to burn it. Aren't you going to smoke it? No, I'm going to burn it. Thing is, in this map, there's not many trees about, so that's a non-issue for now. But how are we doing? Well, already we've run out of that, so we can start deconstructing the transporter bendos. Take those and deconstruct all the way to there. Yep. And then we'll deconstruct all the way to there. And then I think we can deconstruct the iron smelter part of it, so we'll take all of those. Yeah. And what that means, now that I've deconstructed those, is these can't do anything because they can't do it without some iron. So I'll just go all the way up to there because I don't. Oh, actually, I'll take that as well. Yeah, I've got enough inventory space for that. So now I'm just in the process of taking all of this and just checking power connections. inventory is full, so let's start going around here. Just hand load some carbo into there, like so. And yep, so it's doing more of the same. Is there anything I don't want? I'll put it into this box here. So let's see, don't need some Subterra tubos, don't need those. Don't need wood for now. I'll take the cupra cables and I'll take them to the green circuit base. And I'll take these transporter bendos to the hub. So let's get carbo and give it here. And oops, didn't mean to take those, not to worry. It's not producing any steel. I'll go back to it in a bit and check why that could be. But in the meantime, copper cablos in there, and ferroplateaus there, as well as there, and let's go here. Just fill that up. So now I've filled it up. It's not good because it says if there's less than 1,000, I'll do it. So now it means any production will start going into these parts. So I'm just going to take the Subterra bendos there. So now this won't take any in there. Or sorry, that will continue to take things I put in there. But once it reaches its limit, that's not going to insert into there. And we'll just put the distillos in there. And put one in there. Those in there. And I don't have any of those. Right, so that's pretty much done. Now as it's starting to get dark again, I'm hoping that they all... Unfortunately, they're not going to put any more lamps down because I don't have any more lamps. So that's the next bit. I just saw some steel plate coming down. So what's going on here now? They're finally getting the carbo they desperately crave. Except this bit's not getting it. And why is that bit not getting it? I think something in this diagram is, in this blueprint's not quite right. So I'll just do Q. Hopefully that'll copy it with the same settings. But I don't have any in for my inventory. So let's go back to the hub. Just check to make sure my microphone's recording. That would have been an interesting experience. It would have been a very boring experience. We just had like some Factorio in the background with no explanation. Anyway, got some of those. No, it's not copied the same, so right click, left click there. Now, as you can see, it's got some iron ore down there, so I'm just going to pick that up by hand. And I'll insert it into there. And that's not going to do anything, and it's not going to do anything because you need some enmentilos. So let's go back to the jumpstart base and start deconstructing more of it. Deconstruct all of you, baby. Oh, it's still trying to produce things. Well, that's cute. Oh, sorry, not construct. It's still trying to research. But we're going to put that to an end. Now, why doesn't that get selected in the deconstruction plan? Because you didn't loop it. You didn't put your deconstruction loop on it. Can't insert cupra plateau, inventory is full. Right, so what do I want to put in here? We'll put those, and we'll put that, not that one. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good start. take those. And they're not getting any power. So I'll take that. I'll take that. And then I think I'm ready to start deconstructing over here. Yes, I am, aren't I? So we're going to redesign a lot of this. I say we're going to redesign a lot of it. It won't be too much. But in the meantime, they're complaining because, like, I can't insert anything in you. Oh dear. I know there's an opportunity for humour there, but I'm not sure I should even make that joke. They're complaining about insertion. Wouldn't be the first to do it. Everywhere I go, they follow me. And it's still letting it through. Because it's on the wrong side. So we do that on the left side. Yeah. I need to go back to the copper smelters or the copper smelters. And let's just try and offload as much of the inventory as possible. And again, they're complaining, so I'll just put some of that in there, some of that in there. Right. Build some more lamps. I think that'll be a good idea. Right, so that's my inventory. A bit better. Let's try and fix this the steel smelter again. It's a clever idea, but it's a bit prone to bugs. So that's that one done. Jolly good, tip top. Off the drop. Let's just offload as much stuff as possible. Now let's get a bit more of that, so I can handcraft some of those, and take that. There we go. That's all the copper done. So now, where would these? Do any of you need steel? No, none of you need steel, but I do need some ferrocestos, so I'll do some of that. And yeah, let's put the electrominerals in there. Is there a word for radar? Radaro. Radar is an English word. Is it range and distance? Radar stands for something. Just want to have a look it up. Radar. Radar is the detection, so you use blah blah blah. Yeah, but what's the etymology? On the etymology, a radar system history. I can't find the etymology of radar, but anyway, suffice to say, English word. Therefore, it's just what do you call, if it's an anglicisation, it's an Englishing of a certain word. You see, they're complaining. They're not happy with what I'm doing. If I don't watch out, I'm going to run out of carbo in my coal power station soon enough. Put some copra in. Some carbo. Make some more electrophosphors. What else? Can I do anything else? Yeah, build a bit more of the circle windows. And then, oh yeah, if I go here, you can see where they're starting to run out. Let's just check my power. Power's alright. Yep, power's still connected. But really, they are complaining a lot. Alright, let's just use up my stone brick. There we go, so that's another thing done. If I had some steel, yep, I can make some of those. There we go. And if I put down these raids, I'll have another stack. And they're still complaining. So let's get a Ligna Kesto. In fact, where is my... There was a Kesto, a fellow Kesto around here somewhere. Which had things I don't... Ah, there it is. So what will I put in there? I'll put in the I'll put in that, don't need that. I'll put those, I'll put that, and I think that will do me for now. Well, it won't. I'll sod it. Just take up 5 of those. Right, so now they're happy. For the moment, at least. Okay. Can't take that much, but that's all right. Now, this bit is now redundant, so we are going to just replace... In fact, it's redundant up to there, so take all of that, take this, take that. There we go. And they're complaining again. Put one there. Let's get copper to where it needs to be. Where does copper need to be? Well, I could always have some more of those, but in order to make that I need some ferrobastonos, and I can't make ferrobastonos because I don't have any ferroplatos. And I can't pick up that. I just saw a piece of iron ore there which I want to pick up. So again, go down here. Dismissing the... Oh, well, copper plates have got to go in here. Don't think I'm going to be able to offload that much, but there we go. That's already a bit better. Now they've got some room to offload things again. And everyone's happy once more. So now, let's go back to the hub. And go back to the hub. And we put in our Electra Minilo like there. And we're all right on those, but we'll take that. So there we go. And what about the assemblers aren't being built yet, so we're all right for assemblers for the moment, but we will need some presently. And that's it. We've now gotten to the second stage of the game, where I'm going to mark that for deconstruction. And grid align soup. The second stage of the game, also known as the mid game. Yeah. Pop these all down there. There we go. And oh, brilliant! I've got some uranium ore, or some uranio ilico. Yeah, ilico mieko. There we are. Now, shall we get the second stage of the hub ready? I really want to play with Nilaus at some point, because I'm looking at my base and I'm looking at the hub and this grid-aligned city blocks that he's doing, and I'm just thinking, well, how on earth do you make all this stuff line up? Because I really don't know. I don't see how it's possible, but there you have it. It's one of those things. It's being done. Put one there, and put you there. There we go. Right. So now, are we ready for the next stage? A hub. 2. Bouncing inserters. No, not hub 2. I want hub 1. Bouncing inserters, assemblers, power poles, and logistics. So if I put you... Is there anywhere I can put you where... Right, because I'm definitely following your guide here, Nilaus. Oh, I see. Yeah, you say it should be one item per city block. So if I go down here... Well, I'm in peaceful mode, so really I shouldn't be so frightened to expand out. I think my production's almost at the point now where I can have all the transporter bendos one could desire. Well, at least for the beginning game, that's for sure. Yeah. So let's have a look. That one's... basic circuitos as well as advanced circuitos, and I'm sure there's a more elegant way of doing it than that, but that works for me. And that wants filler plateaus, so we'll go here and get on. And what I'm going to do, because there's been like 4 lines taken off from all of that, is, well, quickly before the construction droids make my job harder, go here and have a 4x4. Pop it in there. I think I'll do a 4x4 there as well. And we'll do a 2x2 there, that's easy enough to do. I'll do a 4x4 there. So we'll just get the superimpose that bit on it. There we go. Can't superimpose that because those are in the way. So just take off those two parts and then go like so. And I'll just put one in the middle there. There we go. So we know past that point they're all balanced. They're all good. Oh, how annoying. I'm playing a game on my phone and there's a bit in it which it's about terraforming a planet, and there's too much oxygen in the atmosphere, so I'm using a building to reduce it, but there's been a fire in it and now it is dead, so I shall have to keep an eye on the oxygen levels, make sure it doesn't become inhospitable. Yeah. Right, but anyway, that's all done, so I can leave you alone. Close that. Now, some ferroplatos. Go here. Now, copy of that. I think working right to left is a nice logical way of doing this. And we'll do the same here for green circuits. I wonder what green is in Esperanto. Let's get the translator up. Translate. And we want it in Esperanto. Green circuits. Verdage. Circuitage. And what do they call circuits in this game? They call it electronica circuito. So electronic circuits. Well, that makes sense because a circuit is a path one takes. So we've got that in there. There's no power. So we will need some of the mesophosto blah 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 O's. Some glandor electrophostos. And they immediately go off to somewhere not of any use to me. Thank you, construction droids. And I seem to have accumulated a bit of carbo. I assume that's where the construction droids have deconstructed a rock and some trees for me, as they are wont to do. Oh, already they've run out of. Remember, I hand filled those quite recently, so I hand fill all of those again. There we go. Well, steel production's a bit better. Let's just do that. Take the carbo there, take the Felico there, right click on that one, and now let's get down here before it starts building the glandor electrophostos. Just have a look at my OBS. Yeah, OBS is doing fine. And there we go, we now got ourselves assemblers. So just handcraft a few more felicestos because that's what they demand. That was an insufficient number, so let's just nick some ferroplatos from you. I'll make 7 of those. And you want some stala? Stala. Hey, these words aren't too hard to remember. So you want some cupra and stallo. You want some stalaplatos, as they call them. So instead of copying that, I'm going to do it like so on this one. And I think that will make everyone happier, because it doesn't look as wonky, doesn't it? It looks a bit neater. I like that. So I'll do that. Yep. And now let's get the things in there. Copy that. And we wanted cupra, so we got, no, not taking anything off, so we'll go on immediately in the first one there. And there we go, we've got ourselves some cupra and stalo, platos. Put some there. And where you want some, yeah. You'll have some, yeah. But what do we do with stonos? The answer is make some more stone funnels. There we go. That'll compress everything down. And put you in there. There we go. Right. I think this is good. We're going to get to a stage soon where we can start reconstructing science. Yeah. Let's plonk some more in there. We'll just take those out. So that's already maxed out. And you're just making stalakistos. Stalakistos, yeah. Brilliant. And this I think will be called Verda Cablo. Verda Delata. Okay. And this is red. So what is red called? Red is called Ruga Fadeno. But that's called Verda Delata. Green wire, red cable. No, I'd have to restart the game in order to show a different language pack, so let's not do that just yet. Yeah. What's consuming those? Oh, you're consuming, aren't you? So we'll put some of those in you. Let's go all the way up to my storage area. I don't have any stone bricks, so I'll want some more of those. I think... yeah, I think now is almost the time to build some more smelters, some stone funnels. Because we're going to have our 2 lines of stone brick. Yeah, 2 lines of stone brick sufficient. I mean, you could put 4 lines of stone brick if you felt so inclined. It's just, what do you do with all that stone brick? It is used in a bit of science production. I think purple science uses it now. Let me just... I haven't got... no, I haven't got it there. Oh no, it's also used in Muro. And the Muro is made from stone oblique. So yeah, but you need it for military science as well. So we'll take some stone oblique. Early smelters. Early game smelting. Yep. So you are surplus to requirements. Oh, look at that. My entire smelting just died. Never watched that game show. It's American, but everyone knows the sound effects. That's a bit later. That's a nice compact build, but it's going the other way. Why would you do that? So we'll do 2 of these. And my fellow Kesto is in the way of that stun funnel. I can't take it all. I simply cannot. There's too much of everything. So let's just start going here. And we're bringing the line down here. Good stuff. I'll go up again. Do that. Brah. Just use my entire... No, in fact, if I wanted to use my entire inventory, let's do that and get the construction droids to do it. Yeah! Now that's what I call some rapid prototyping. Although that's not technically the right word. I'm pretty sure that's making a different noise when I'm putting down a big bit of it. That sounds lower pitch. We're going to keep that there because I may decide to go even further with this and extend everything. Whoa. What? Huge spike, and I take it the green one is the... Oh, is the green one's... No, it's the Enmintilos. They were all just suddenly just doing that thing. If we disconnect that, right? So now let's do it on the one minute period. The Electrominilos suddenly are bursting up because there was demand for their products again. 1 minute, please. Now they're coming back down again. And there's my Enmintilos. So if I go here, yeah, that's not part of any power network. So reconnect, and then go to 1 minute. And then suddenly, yeah, we've got that spike there of the Enmintilos as they start feeding again, and then the Electrominilos again, they have a demand. So if I have a look here, I think that's quite a good layout. That looks similar to some circuit boards I've seen. Very nice, isn't it? I like that. I do like that a lot. But now, we've got 3 there and we're going to have 2. So we're going to have a 3 by 2 and we're going to get rid of our temporary arrangement. So we will have 3 to 6, 3 to 2, that's what I want. Oh, good, that line doesn't line up with anything. Not to worry, because we will just copy and paste. There we go. It's all good. Have you been enjoying this? I mean, we're into the 1.5 hour mark here. I've certainly been enjoying this. I hope you guys have too. And in which case, you know what to do. You can like, you can subscribe, and I will do more of this. Well, let's face it, I'm going to be doing more of it anyway. But you liking and subscribing just gives me that extra bit of encouragement. It makes me know that I'm onto a winner here. I'm going to go all the way around here because otherwise I'm going to have to do some spaghetti and I don't want to do that. And I think at one point I might just I think I may supersede the actual need for the smelt, have on-site smelting at each ore patch, provided there's carbo there, and if not, I have to use electrofornos. I think that's what they might call them. But we are not at that stage just yet. That comes later, as that bloke with the mask said. Only times that nobody cared who I was before I put on the mask joke has been said this year. Eh? There's a bit of topical humour for you. Way. Topical humour. Best sort of humour. I think you'll find the best sort of humour is the scatological. In fact, you know what? I'm not going to deconstruct it because they're doing exactly what I want, which is making stone abricots. So we'll just leave them be. And this one, I'm going to put in a distillo right here and a bit of transporter bender. And there we go. In fact, no, I'm going to do one better. I'm going to use that example of the mini loader that I was explaining from earlier. Needs power, so I'll do some power. And now, nothing happens. So put that in there, and there we go. It's now balancing on both sides. Isn't that brilliant? So if one side of the belt is full, it will just continue to output on the other side of the belt. If not, you can use a distillo and a transporter bender. Yes. So let's take my stono and go here. Put it all there. There we go. Yep. That's all them taken up. I think very soon we're going to put down the lab and we're going to put down red and green science. So that we can go along with our brûlantage matériaux, whatever that is. Or brûlantage and material. So I imagine it's like advanced smelting. Oh, brûlantage materials, flammable materials. There we go. Of course, it helps that I know what these words are to begin with. As with any language. They couldn't decipher hieroglyphs until they had the Rosetta Stone, which had the same passage in hieroglyphics, Greek, and another language. I forget what the other language was. But as people knew ancient Greek, it made things a lot easier. Why am I here? I'm here for a reason. But I don't know what that reason is. I want M Mentilos, which is just the one above. I don't. Oh, I do have some stone oblico. So, just out of curiosity, if I do, right. So we heard what that sound was. Let's try it with this. Made a different noise, but we only had one of that, so that was an inconclusive experiment. En mentilos. Oh, we're going to need more than 200. But that was a good start. We'll have some transporter benders. Benders. Bendos. Oh yeah, and we want our lignakistos, which are no longer flammable. It used to be in Factorio that anything made out of wood you could burn. So if you had like some small electric poles or other things you no longer wanted, you could just stick them all in the boiler and they'd all burn. And you know what? I'm going to take that brûlée Emmentilon. I'm going to put it right at the end of my power station. And these are less efficient and they're slower than Emmentilos. However, they don't need power to run. They just take fuel from whatever source is available to fuel themselves. And that's going to be an emergency backup. So the thing is, if none of the power works, then okay, we got a problem. And eventually it will run out of carbo. However, it will mean there's always one which will be able to power itself. So we just have a look here. We're just going to take that carbo out. Yeah, it's just feeding itself. Now it's putting some carbo in there, so I'll just put the carbo back. That's what I want to say. Just adjust that. There we are. We go up here. And now our stone is going back to doing what it should be doing. Brilliant. And can I build a mini loader? Yep, so I'll build 2 of those. fact, I won't put it there. Control Z. Let's build it here. So that way I can take advantage of the power pole that's already placed. Sorry, the Malglanda Electro Posto? Fosto. Posto, Fosto, Tomato, Tomato. There we go. I think that's a brilliant trick. I really do. And if we go here, just start following along. And eventually it'll come back down here and come to this bottleneck where no belts exist. And then it'll come to this bit where I've also got no belts. There we go. Yeah. We got a bit of everything now. So, copy you. This bit. No, we're going to copy you some straight bits. So let's just copy you. No, you'll copy too much. Just copy a short segment. Paste into there. Add a goo into there. We got green circuits. Verde electrical circuitos. So we're gonna no. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Do that. And then this one we're gonna put here. There we go. Right, so now take there, that'll be the right size. Hey, look at that, lines up perfectly. That's why we use blueprints, folks. It makes everything easier. Oh no, I handcraft everything. Well, if you want to play the game that way, I think the first game I played, did I use blueprints in the first game I played? I don't know if I did or not. I think I might have done everything by hand. It took me about 40 hours to launch a rocket. Absolute spaghetti. I seem to remember I was hand carting a lot of items back and forth, especially blue processors. Oh, and when I heard about the solar panels, I had like a long line of small electric poles going to this ore patch far away, and I just dotted them all with solar panels. So that's good. That's doing what we want. Great. So, in other words, I should be able to deconstruct the temporary stone brick manufactory. The temporary stone brick manufactory? Oh yes, I believe I know what you're referring to, sir. Ah, yeah. We will want at some point, not now, we'll just do that. Yeah. We'll take some of those. Yeah. Yeah. That's alright. We'll just have that Lichtenkerster doing what it's doing. There we go. We'll leave that, but eventually we will need to have a belt with just stone on its own. So now here's a question. Do I do 2x3 split off here, or do I go all the way up to the top and go, I'm going to have a 3x3, and I mean, I've got room for it, so why not just put it in? Yeah, alright, I'll put it in. I'll go up there anyway because there's some electrominilos that need to be deconstructed. So I'll take all of that. And 3x3. A bit annoying, it doesn't line up. but I've already got the line in place, so I'm just gonna do this. There, that's fine. And now we've got ourselves a stone line, which I won't bring down just yet because I don't know where it's going to. Why don't you bring it down just yet? No, bring it down just yet. Bring it down right now. So we'll just put it inside there. So if I decide I need further smelters in the future, they've got the same line of carbo. I may even think, well, that's a good place to introduce some more carbo because I don't know about the demand here. But mind you, this isn't running at full tilt. I imagine it will use a lot more carbo and full tilt, and also when it's been upgraded to Stonofornos. I'm guessing it's yeah, I'm guessing. Put one there, and I think I'll put another one like so. There we go. There we have it. So we'll just leave that for now, and we'll leave the stone in my inventory. It's not bothering anybody, least of all me. It is bothering me. Oh yeah, we're going to have some science, but before we have science, I think we need some more electric circuits. So, nope. Early game smelting, nope. Hub, nope. Grid line city blocks, jump start, early game smelting, balancer yellow, hub. So where's my circuits? Close all those. That's a bit better. So that will make two belts. Yeah, so we'll pop one there. And I think it could be argued that we don't need this, although I will leave it for now. And the reason being is in the future, I'm probably going to remove all of this smelter, and I'm going to have some sort of train offloading station coming here when this all runs out. And then the idea will be I'll have steel, iron plates, cupra plateaus, stonobricos, all of that, and as well as electrocircuitos, all made off site, brought in onto the bus. I think that's what we'll do. So we're going to leave that there. I'm very tempted to just. It's so tempting just to go, yeah, I'm going to deconstruct this, going to put that there, I'm going to put this there, I'm going to put that there. And really, a lot of that is just unnecessary, it really is. I think if I lined this up properly, I would have put my main bus. In fact, is it too late to adjust it already? Because I'm thinking, if I move this all to a side, no, because I mean later I'm going to have red circuits and I'm going to have plastics and stuff, so there's always going to be something touching the piles. I need some Superterra bendos. I get Superterra bendos from here. Yes. Take some of those. We need some more transporter bendos. Take some of those. We're all right for distillos though. Don't need that many in the beginning. go. That's all good. Right, so we shall copy these belts. No, no, I don't want to make a blueprint of that. Oh, so if you shift lasso, it makes a blueprint. I'll remember that. Copying all of that. We'll use the Malagland electrophosters because I've got them in my inventory. There's nothing wrong with them. They got that artisanal, handcrafted wooden pod aesthetic. Very popular with the kids these days. So you're having copper. And if we remember from there, we've already drawn from one belt of copper, so we're going to draw from the second belt of copper, just adjacent to it. You also want copper as well. Okay. I think I need that closer to give me a bit more room. Yes, I do. And wow, I'm already out of the transporter bendos. Amazing. So that takes 2 belts. But that will make the next bit a bit easier. So we'll go up here, take some transporter, no, because that's assemblers. We do want some lampo. Go up here, help myself to some of those. So I think I'll get through 1,000 rather quickly. Yeah, they're already rushing off. Let's put my canonturos in there. And do I have a place-making ammunition? I don't have a place-making ammunition. Mind you, it's not that essential for this part of the game, so let us not fret over that. Copy all of those and put it there. There we go. So this bit will be a lot easier. I know I've taken one from there, but we're taking one from here and one from here. So take one there, take one there, and I'm just going to do some subterraneos. Not making those full extent because that's unnecessary. Do that there. Do that there. There's numerous ways of splitting things off of the main bus, and really it's up to you how you want to do it. Nilos has done an extensive video on the various ways you can do it, but for my purposes this is adequate. So the question I've got is, once I get all this bit done, is how am I going to integrate the production of this factory onto this line here? I will have a think about it, but let's see, I've drawn off of there. Okay, so we will go like so. Yeah. And then I will do that, 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 and that. So now if I go there, there we go. And now we just take the output, which is coming from here, copy. Yeah, I've already used over 500 of those transporter bendos, so looks like I did need all 1,000 of them. Right, so what do we do here? What if I did a 6 into 4? Or what if I did a 3 to 4? Because we're getting belts there, so... Because we're only taking off one line there, one line there. I think... Yes, we will make this a 3 to 4. When we go to about there. Yep. So I'll just deconstruct that. And we will go 3 to 4. And it starts around about there. So I'll just take one there. Pop, pop, pop. Pop it in there. There we go. And paste that. Brilliant. That's all sorted. Now, this could be producing better if we had some more of the, what are those things called? They're called Aliglanta Massino 2. You take that, and you take that, you take those. So I will have myself 100. Yep. What? You've got some stuff I can offload onto you, so that you have all that stuff. You take some of that, so you can have it. Have some of that. And we'll just go here. Put some of there. How are we doing for power? We're using 22 megawatts. That's good. That's an adequate amount. Wow, one lamp in all of that, eh? Bit dim. So yeah, I think it's time we start getting some science. Do I have science? Don't have science in my thing. Oh, tisk tisk tisk. Not going to be able to do much without science. We need some rapido ementilos as well, otherwise none of these Aliglanta Massinos are going to work. So, Ementilo rapida. Rapida ementilos. What's the word for it? It is a rapido, rapida, or is it rapido? Rapida ementilo. I'm assuming rapida means it's feminine. Does Esperanto have feminine? Does Esperanto use feminine and masculine? Because nearly all the other group, gender reform in Esperanto. Gender asymmetry is a part of constructed language Esperanto which has been challenged by numerous proposals seeking to re-equalize both grammatical and lexical gender. The text below, when the proposal where used not grammatically correct following the standard rules of Esperanto grammar, it can be marked with an asterisk. Esperanto does not have a grammatical gender. Okay. Alright. So it's a bit like English. So now, we are going to conserve our Ludon. Yeah, we've done that. Sargi the Ludo from the other one. That is enough Factorio for one day. A good name, I think you'll agree. And blueprints. Welcome to Factorio. You can never leave. Never leave. Down, 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 down. Welcome to the Hotel Factorio. I don't have the blueprint in my save game. Time to go on to let's Sargi the Ludo. There, yeah. Alright, paste bin. See if it's in my Nilas's TV paste bin. There we go. Science, science, science. Oil, double, science, 1.5 a second. copy all of that. Import to Synon. Import. Now go to the blueprint library. And now I've got myself some science. So put in there. And not utility science, we're not at that thing yet. Chemical science, no. Production science, that's the one which I think takes stone. Because, can I see it? Yes, it's got railways as part of its prerequisite. So we'll do production science. And there we go, not production science, green and yellow, green and red. Or logistics and automation. So now, what we got in there? We're getting some cupola plateaus. So go all the way up to there. Now, I remember from here that we've used all of those, and in fact, that one has got 2 things drawn on it. So we'll go to the next one. Now, what I can use instead of 4x4 bouncer is another mod called warehousing. And with warehouses, they work a lot like the Kestos. Yeah, they work like Kestos, except instead of being a 1x1 grid, it's a 4x4. So you see with these 4 belts, you could just have your mini loaders one side, warehouse mini loaders the other side, and that would work like a perfectly balanced 4x4. Yeah, so we got our couple of plateaus in there. What do you want? You want some filler plateaus. So we'll go filler plateaus here. And I could have pressed Q. Yeah. So I'm going to Q there. That's better. Q that one. There we go. So instead of moving my mouse to the inventory, which takes away valuable time I could be spent blueprinting, like I just did there because I'm so used to it, I could just press Q. So I'm going to press Q here. And Control Z. Keyboard shortcuts are called shortcuts for a reason, in that they're a shortcut to where you want to go. So there we go. I didn't have to move my mouse cursor at all. The less time spent moving the mouse cursor, the better. And yeah, that's it. We're getting our production. Brilliant. I'm happy with that. And you may wonder, but it's like, why don't you have as many red factories as you do green factories? Because red is producing in 5.5 seconds and green is producing in 6 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that should be producing 1.5 every second, and then yeah, you know, you've got 12 there. So that's all fine. So now, question. We'll put down some more of the grid aligned city blocks. Now, pop on there. Pop on there. There. And later on, I'll be filling this with concrete. These grid aligned city blocks. But I'm doing that. So now, if I go to my science, go to where's my laboratory? So there's laboratories to start with. And there's laboratories when they've been upgraded. So you can see a bit of difference, not that much. So yeah, we'll have our factory in there. Sorry, our laboratory in here. And everything uses green and red, so we're gonna have green and red come into one of these first bits here. So green, red, grey, blue, purple, yellow, and then that can be science. Space science, which is white. Or I could do like 2 separate belts for green and yellow and have. Oh, it doesn't really matter. maybe I think I will have a separate belt for space science. And nothing's going in there so far because we need more of everything. We need some laboratories, which I think I'm handcrafting. So we'll just do 5 for now. Let's get ourselves some of the Grand Electrofostos, some Mesa Electrofostos, and we'll need some Rapida Transporter Bendos, as well as some Rapida Subterra Rapido. So what's that called? That was called a Rapida Subterra Bendo, and that's called Rapida Transport Bendo. And I don't think we need any distillos, because we're not looking to split or mix anything in the lab. And there we go, we got science back. Well, nice knowing you, Jumpstart Base, but we have now superseded the need for you. I have got some Lignacestos, so I'm going to put in one here and one here. Yeah, so one there, one there. I'm going to take one there, Q to copy. Now red on that one, and green on that one. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15. 5, 10, 15. Where are you going? Interesting routes. I'm alright on the longer MNTLOs as well. I probably picked up a bunch when I deconstructed the Jumpstart Base. And there we go. How's power consumption now? It's gone up to 24 megawatts, and most of that is being used by the Electra Minilos. My production. Let's have a look at production. So producing 1.8 ferroplatos, producing 1800 a minute. Producing as much ferrico, yeah, and then next production is stonos, quite a lot of those. I imagine that will ramp down when the stone belts are finished. Then kuplikos, not much demand for them. So the consumption is mostly ferroplatos. Yeah, there's no stonoblikos. And we're using about 600 carbo a minute. So my carbo is 430,000. Now, you won't see this because I'm going to bring up the calculator. I don't have the calculator on my list. Oh, I'm going to type it by hand. That's annoying. 430,000 divided by 600, which means I've got 716 seconds left, which is 12 minutes. Am I right? Is that? If I'm using if this is correct, if I'm using things at the current rate, I will run out of carbo in 12 minutes. That doesn't seem right. Really doesn't seem right. So in the past 10 minutes, sorry, I'm using 600 carbo per second. Sorry, not per second, per minute. 600 carbo per minute. Oh, let's do this again. So, 430,000. Divide that by 600. It's 590 now. 760 minutes. If I divide that by 60, so that will last me 12 hours at the current rate. Yeah, that's a bit more reasonable. It won't be 12 hours of fuel because production's going to be going up. So, right, that's all done. I can have those back. I could have just hand inserted the science packs into the laboratories, but I feel I get a more even distribution from it, so that's why I did it that way. So let's go science, automation, military science, that's the next part. Chemical science is what I really need, but we need oil for chemical science, so I'll put it in there. 1 science per city block. I really got to get you. I'm very much with my builds, they're claustrophobic because usually I don't play on peaceful. I'm building myself a stone wall perimeter with gun turrets and ammunition everywhere. And once I build that, I don't really want to expand, and it takes an effort. So I'm used to these very what's the word I'm looking for? These very claustrophobic, cramped builds. I'm trying to get past that, but I need some more circuito bendos, transporter bendos. And I need more lampo as well because I've run out. You know what? I'm going to leave all that stone there. That can get deconstructed later. Not now. Later. Pick up some lamps. How am I doing for assemblers? Yeah, I'm going to do another 50 of those. Mostly I just need transport belts. Transporter bendo. And some subtella bendos. I didn't need 500 of them though. Yeah, 123, that's a good number. Gush. That's why we need factory building belts. My god, can you imagine having to do all that by hand? Mind you, the creations I've seen in people when they're playing Minecraft. What do you want? You want steel. Well, steel is the very first one, so I just need a simple belt, transporter bendo, and a distiller. Do one of those, cue that, and then I don't have any of the subterranean bendos in sight, so I had to go to my inventory. God, what a nuisance. What do you want? You want cupra platos? Oops. I'm already out of these belts. I think I need to set the limit higher in my thing. So what's been tapped? Alright, so we'll tap the third one on. So Q, there's one. Q, there's another. And do that. Now one could say, but you had to move your mouse to reach that far. So what does it cost going there as opposed to just going there? Well, when I go there, I have to change the geometry of my hand because it's close to the wrist guard. So it's easier to go up. And anywhere, this is about as low as I like to go. Yep. I should think about eating soon. Yeah. Just do military science, and I think we'll call it a day there. But this is not where I find my my transporter windows. So go here and copy. Only 357. Guys, I'm going to need more than that. 1600 at least. I think you can do 2400 because we got Ferrokestos instead of Lignokestos, and Ferrokestos hold more than a Ligna. So if I put a Ligna next to it, it's got that much space, and you put that one, see, a bit more space, better. Yeah, just having to wait for these to do their job. Now I suppose I could pick up some of that and start to upgrade things. So if I just take a section of belt at random, so if I go to this part, let's put in that, there we go. Ah, brilliant, we finished. So, explodajos, explosives, and acumulators, batteries, progrestina electronico, advanced, oh yeah, progrestina, diluted bitumen upgrading, so you can turn diluted bitumen into cruda petrolo. Nice. And I think that's it for my green and red science. After that I will need to use chemical and all the other bits. So we'll just take a section of 408. There we go. So then I'll get myself some liberate a bit. So what do we need here? We need ferroplatos. Now, you may notice here that it's because it was feeding there at the same time it's feeding there, that was going at half speed. One of the things you can do is you can say that is a dedicated output lane. The other thing you could do is you can bring down another splitter, so that's feeding in one half of the belt and then another belt's feeding in the other half. So to demonstrate that, let's get let's draw off two belts. So I'll do that, do that, do that. Don't need to do it. And there we go. We've got two belts feeding one half of each part of this. I forgot what you needed. I think it was iron. Let's just double check this is definitely iron. You're going in there. Yeah, you need carbo and you need ferroplatos. So we're going to have to bring down carbo. Yeah, great. Okay, cool. Is that correct? Let me have a look at... Nope, we don't do that one. Sometimes it takes away the belts, but not always. And we are gonna... I think we'll do the same here as we've done on that one. Because it looks quite nice, that. Yes. This is the nice thing with Factorio, is there's more than one way of approaching the same problem. And as you can see here, that is a slightly different layout to that. So if I did... no, I'd leave it. It's fine. We need carbo, and we need stonoblicos. So we'll go here. And take that, go there. That goes there, that goes there, and that goes there. So now we take our stonoblico and we'll do a 2x2 balancer. So I don't think I've done any other balancing in this line. Let's just examine that. Missing radar coverage now. I'll put a radar down. Yep, that's the first balancer. Do I have a radar or radaro? I don't think so, no. So we need carbo as well. Right, let's do another line for carbo. Q, R to rotate. I've not played the tutorial on Factorio, but there's quite a nice bit of stuff on there. All right, but that'll work. So take that off. Yeah. Yeah, that works. Bit unorthodox, but sometimes you need to be unorthodox. Now, did all those... No, those rapid belts haven't been replaced yet. So they have been replaced. Oh, good. I pressed R to rotate and it changed the direction of those subterra bindles. So I think the next priority after the military science will be to get oil production up and running. And then when oil production's up and running, I shall get blue science, the chemical science. Then once chemical science is up, I can start producing robots and get fully automated instead of my cute little construction drones. They are cute. There's no ifs or buts about it. They're cute, cute, cute. And most of it's still going in. Ah, that's okay. That'll balance out in the end, so not to worry. But let me just go up here and have a look. On what needs deconstructing. Oh, that's good. I've now got the room to do it. Yes, because I was doing these all by hand as my outpost plan unfortunately no longer works. So I can deconstruct a bit of this already. Mostly I just need the transport belts. As I've only got one factory producing them, which may or may not be enough. I'm going to go with may not be. Well, that's okay. So all of this is sort of in, and that one's full, and these ones aren't full, so it's just all going in here. And this one, in fact, is starting to fill up. So yeah. And once that fills up, come on, let's watch it all fill up, shall we? Run out potatoes, so I'm slumming it with rice instead today. Come on, you can do it. I love watching these things happen. Right, so that belt's now filled up, so that bit will start filling up. And then this bit should be... Right, have I got mini loaders? I've got one mini loader, let's make another. That's... So 2 is not necessary, you just need the 1. Yeah, look at that, it's doing it. Oh, brilliant. Well, there we go. We've learnt something today, and it's not just boring Esperanto. Esperanto's boring. And there we go, those belts are now saturated with stone. Good. So now if I go P for production, and let's have a look in the last minute, we can see the consumption is going down. The production of iron always is huge. I mean, mostly I imagine that's the part of the hub which is making belts. But now we will have a bit of the factory that's taking it for making science as well, so there is that. And then carbo, because of that belt there, means that we are producing 80 of that a minute compared to no, we're producing 80 every 5 seconds, so we go to 1 minute, producing 900 a minute, consuming 620 a minute. So eventually production is going to match consumption when this belt fills up. As carbo and ferla are the 2 items you need to make grenades, and yeah, so we see that's all coming down here, and oh, I don't have any stone bricks. Let's put the stunner in straight into the military science production facility, and as we can see, the first bit starting to trickle in. Oh, you use stone brick, you don't use stone. Oh well. And there we go. So the consumption of stone's not going to go down for a bit because all of this has got to get filled up. Well, unfortunately I can't hand load any. Need some more rapida ementilos. They're going to deconstruct those trees because I've got a mod in it where pollution turns trees from healthy to dead. You do something. Yes, you do. My brain was just like, no, I refuse to give you the correct word. It marks them for deconstruction. Because the dead trees can no longer absorb pollution, so you may as well take them for the word. Very Blade Runner-esque. Just go away for the moment because I'm building. But that's a nice little acknowledgement. I told it to do that, so every time it's finished research to pop up and remind me. Well, there we go. Kim la cien Paco, we need none of those. Radar efficiency, modular coralzo, and modulos to go into them. Electra energy accumulatology, pilo inserter, and explosion doge for cliffage. But we don't have cliffage in our game. And yeah. So there we go. I think this is very clever. In the same place where they're consuming stone belts, they're also outputting these. But I'm going to use my mini loader trick. Not there, but one there. And then it should just balance out both parts. But of course I can't do that because I've run out of transporter benders. So we go up again. Sad music means you're polluting the planet. This game is very diesel punk. In fact, there's even somebody's done a mod on this called Industrial Revolution, where you start off with Stone Age technology, eventually working your way. Metallurgy is a major step, and when you eventually get to electricity, like the major achievement in the game is when you launch a rocket into space. In Industrial Revolution, it's when it's like, you've got electricity. Now you can start doing all the other bits you get. So electricity is one of those things which, what I did in the first 5 minutes of the game. So you imagine, you've spent like 40 hours getting to electricity. Now, if in theory you've got another 40 hours ahead of you, but it'd probably be a bit quicker than that. Yeah, so I just took 1,600 of those. I need some Rapidler Ementillos. And I think you need to start producing more than 100. That is too much of a limit. So go down here. I don't have any stone oblicos, which is unfortunate. Now, I'm sure I'm using stono in one of these hubs. Don't see stone being drawn down. No, in fact, that probably is coming later when I start building rail networks. It's really starting to bother me having those stones in my inventory. There we go. Look at all that go. And you see it's defaulting to that side, but you know, my theory is when all of that's full, it'll start feeding up the next part. So attendas fojan objection means it's waiting for stuff, and then when something comes in, it's ready. So let's just follow it all the way, shall we? It's much more relaxing in the game where you don't have to be handcrafting stuff and waiting for it. It's like, oh, is it done yet? Is it done yet? And there we go. It will all go onto one side of the balancer, of the transporter bender, and there it goes. And yep, they're already picking up. They're not consuming it, so once the laboratories fill up, that's it. Restanta. See that how much rests in it goes down in time. Well, I'm not producing enough green to fully fill out these laboratories. So you might even say maybe build another one of these to be producing on both sides. And as you can see, it's all green, so there's all full production. Yeah, cool. So we've got military science all the way to the end there. Yeah, we do. This is a very clever trick because they're using. You have to be careful in upgrading because it's possible to ruin all this. But effectively, these are two separate underground belts, mean that you can have all. Let's see, there's red, green, yellow, purple, grey, and so you can have all 8 science packs all fit into these two belts. So I very much like this system. Especially as it's upgradable with beacons in the future. So that's it. Yeah, we're filling up on our military science packer. We'll have Chemica science packers. Do we have it? Do we have it? Chemla science packers. Which again, you need petroleum so you can make sulfur and you can make plastic. You need plastic so you can make the Altvinalj circuitos or Tiomi Roja circuitos. Excuse me, Porter, there is a frog in my bidet. There we go, that'll just fill up slowly and then, yeah, in time. Interesting that it seems to just go one side and then the other side. Wonder if there's some sort of logic to that can be observed. So these are coming along. They're all closely spaced together, and they do that, right? And these ones come along and just go like that. Not sure if I'm seeing a logic there. Don't know. Why aren't you producing anything? You want mirrors. Alright. Well, you're producing as fast as you can, but not producing enough. Perhaps... I mean, they've got enough. So why haven't you got enough? Oh, well, we could spend all day questioning why, but... you know, that none of us are perfect, are we? Don't think even Jesus was perfect. But there we go. Don't think it hurts putting in an extra one of those. And now we know we're definitely producing enough mirrors for everybody. I hope. Come on, come on. There we go. Might not actually be enough. Oh, that's good. They're all green now. Right, so I did say I was going to end it there, and we're in 2.5 hours in, so let's conserve the ludon. Version 1 peaceful. Eliri ludon. Eliri. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching. You may now go away.